I'm fine.
This is Colin McGuigan for IFL TV. Delighted to be joined by Bishop of Brentwood, Eddie Hearn. Eddie, just did you expect tonight to go like that? I honestly, in my honest opinion, I thought Devin Haney was going to be a stink fest. It would be a unanimous decision win, but he wouldn't excite the crowd. It was completely different.
It was a masterclass. I mean, he did a bit of everything. You know, he boxed like a genius. His defensive work was unbelievable. He was offensive. He dropped Regis Prograis, hurt him multiple times. I was just like, you watch that fight and you go, who beats Devin Haney? Like, what have you got to do to beat Devin Haney? You've got to be really strong. You've got to hit really hard. But you've got to be able to have quick feet and set your feet. Like, Regis can do all those things. But he couldn't get himself in any kind of position to land anything. You know, it was just a performance that I think was incredible. And, you know, like I said, I really gave Regis a good chance tonight. How wrong were we? I mean, it wasn't even close. It was just a masterclass.
Was that shades of like Floyd Mayweather or Turgot either?
It was. I mean, it was shades of just a guy who is getting better and better and better, who moved up to 140. Like, even when I stopped working with Devin, 135 was brutal. He went on and had 3 more fights at 135. And 2 of them were in Australia, where he had to fly over. And you know, I mean, it was so brutal on his body. But obviously he won the belts and he had to stay there. And you know, up at 140, I see the size of him in the ring tonight. I see him going to 147. 147, 154 even, over time. And I think he's going to get stronger. I think he's going to hit harder. But yeah, I mean, look, unbelievable performance.
Oscar De La Hoya has tweeted and said that he wants to make Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney next. Is that the fight for you?
I think it's the natural fight. You know, I mean, I think Golden Boy will like that fight because they'll think that Devin is not a huge puncher. And they'll know that they think, you know, Ryan might be a little bit susceptible to huge punches. But, you know, Ryan's a very good fighter. Like, that's a great fight. And both on the same platform, really, we should be trying to make that. I know Devin Haney would love that fight. If Ryan Garcia wants to challenge for the world title, absolutely.
Is that the type of fight maybe in the T-Mobile in Las Vegas?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, here was amazing. Obviously, you generate bigger gates in Vegas, obviously. You've seen Ryan do that very well against Gervonta Davis, and he's a big star as well. It's a brilliant fight between 2 of the new generation, and that's one of the things that was so pleasing about tonight. You know, we've sold out arenas with Canelo and Triple G, and you know, we've seen it before with Floyd and all this kind of stuff. This is the new generation selling out arenas in cities that haven't seen boxing for 2 decades, and that was a big statement from Devin in and out of the ring.
Let's move our way down the card, sticking with the 140-pound division. Liam Parrow made a statement tonight against Montana Love.
He did. I mean, the crowd are quite brutal, aren't they? I mean, we're 4 rounds in. Well, actually, we were 1.5 rounds in, and they're boo. And I actually was quite enjoying the fight because it was quite tactical. 2 southpaws, and then just don't forget, again, Liam Parrow's been out of the ring for 14 months, and it's like he took his time. All of a sudden, beautiful uppercut, hurt Montana Love. Got up, dropped him with a straight left hand, and then good refereeing as well, you know, told Montana, you've got to show me something. He tried, but he just got overwhelmed. Massive win for Liam Parrow. You see Ryan Garcia tweet saying, you know, maybe let's do something in Australia, you know. So
what would you do with Liam Parrow? Because you've got so many in this division.
We've got all these great 140s who all want shots at the world title. Jack Cattrall, Richardson Hitchens, Liam Parrow. So you've either got to fight each other or we've got to deliver a big fight. And that's really the aim, you know. I think that was a statement from Liam Parrow. And you know, these guys have got to keep making statements. When you're knocking people out and you're stopping people like that, you're gonna get work.
Let's talk about Andy Cruz. You were very excited. I've actually never seen you as excited as that. You came over and interrupted my interview with him. You really believe he can be the next star?
I can't tell you how exciting it is as a promoter to have a fighter that you would put in with anyone in the division and think they can beat them. And that's him. I mean, outside of Shakur, Tank, like, but and I don't mean to be disrespectful when I start talking about like George Kambosos and Frank Martin like I did in the ring. It's not like they're good fighters. But can you honestly see them beating Andy Cruz? I can't. So I love it. We've just got to move him a little bit quicker as in activity. You know, he was out of the ring for 5 months. I think we're going to bring him back in February on the Belanga card. and we've got to get him a guy in the top 15 now. Yeah, yeah. And you know, I think he's just brilliant. Absolutely
You
brilliant.
had a Instagram live with Keyshawn Davis.
Yeah.
What was said in that for anyone that didn't see it?
Like, he was on there. Well, mate, you know. And I was like, see you in a bit, mate. And I just thought I would just go on, because Andy Cruz calls Keyshawn his son, because he just destroyed him in the amateurs and schooled him and like. But Keyshawn's really good. Like, I do rate him, but he could never beat Andy Cruz. Like, you could let Keyshawn box Andy Cruz 1,000 times, and he would never beat him. Hey, Dalton, come in here. Now this is interesting, you know, because we're talking about our 140 pounders. Is that your better side?
That's my better side.
We're talking about our 140 pounders, and this guy is probably one, maximum two, away from the names we just mentioned. Richardson.
Out of those names, which one next for Dalton?
Out of those names, I mean, well, I'll ask him the question. Richardson, Hitchens, Jack Catterall, or Liam Paro. How far do you think you are away from those guys?
The next couple of fights, definitely. You know, I'm headlining my hometown. You know, I'm moving up the rankings now, and these are the fights I'm chasing. You know, that's why I took the flight to come over here. I want to see these guys in the flesh. You know, I want to make a statement. I want to put my name up there, and you know, these are guys I want.
What do you think of Devin Haney's performance?
Masterclass.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. You know, even though it's my weight, you know, I always give credit where it's due, and you know, he didn't put a foot wrong. Masterclass.
Would you throw him down the line against Devin Haney? You fancy that? Big stadium fight, Sheffield?
I just feel that, we do it at Hillsborough. You know, I just feel that, I find it, I feel, wrong one, Bill. I thought you were Liam Paro. Bill goes, good job, Liam. Yeah, you do actually look like that. Hey, Bill, come here. Just quickly, because this is going to be, this is Dalton Smith. This is a young man who's coming at 140. He's the top talent from the UK. Does look like Liam Paro.
Good. Yeah, I thought you were Liam, though. You
No.
won tonight, right?
My name's Dalton. Remember the name.
He's fighting soon.
Congratulations.
Sick. Masterclass from Devin today.
When are you and Dev getting in the ring?
What? You want to get it?
I know.
Huh?
Let's get it. Yeah.
This guy can sell out a lot in England.
Hey, look, bless you, man.
Appreciate it.
Good
Credit
man,
where
man.
it's due,
Good man. Thank you, brother.
Oh, man. Thank you.
Eddie, just a couple more from me. The likes of Jack Catterall, would you put him in with Dalton
I
Smith?
think all those guys, you've got to understand, those guys are looking at the biggest fights in the division. And the problem is when you've got a young, he's not even a prospect anymore, but a guy coming through, those big names don't really want to like gamble against that. So what we've got to do is we've got to build Dalton Smith so that Richardson Hitchens against Dalton Smith, Jack Catterall against Dalton Smith, Liam Paro against Dalton Smith is actually a big fight for them as well. Because they want to fight Devin Haney or Regis Prograis or Teofimo Lopez or Josh Taylor. But his time's coming. Like we're still building Dalton Smith.
That's one while we'll have him here, right? What's next for him?
He's fighting February or March, Sheffield Arena. And, you know, we're working on a lot of good opponents. I think it'll be an opponent where people will really raise their eyebrows. And it'll be the one that bridges the gap between the names we've just mentioned and where we are now.
Maybe like a Sean McComb?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I like the fight with Gabriel Valenzuela. You know, I think that's a good fight. You saw him beat Steve Spark. You saw him beat Robbie Davis. He's top 10 with most governing bodies, but we're working on the opponent now.
Eddie, just a quick one on Ebony Bridges tonight. She was defeated. Obviously, your fighter against Yoshida. First of all, what happens there?
I thought she was flat tonight, you know, and she's had a rough time because, don't forget, at the same time, she's been out for a year. She had the hand operation. Avril Maffey pulled out. Then we tried to fight the mandatory. Yoshida come in at 2 weeks' notice. It's been a difficult time for her, but she should have performed better. She should be, if we think she can unify and you know become undisputed in the division, she should be beating Yoshida. So I thought she was flat tonight, but understandably flat. She's got a rebuild, come again, you know, maybe look to rematch Yoshida as well. And I thought she was humble in defeat as well, you know. I've seen Yoshida around the hotel with her daughter. It's a great story, you know.
Do you have an option now on Yoshida?
Yeah.
And what about Ebony Bridges? You want to see her come back and rebuild?
I think she should come back, try and win a world title again. You know, she's won the world title. She had a great defence against Shannon O'Connell. She got beat tonight, you know, by the better woman. 2-time world champion, Yoshida. No disgrace. Rebuild, work hard, come again.
Final one from me. Chantel Cameron tweeted, wanting that Katie Taylor fight. What happens there? Is it going to happen? Is it going to be Croke Park or nowhere else?
Yeah, no, definitely not only Croke Park. You know, we're talking to Aviva, we're talking to other stadiums as well. And, I'm pleased Chantel said that, because obviously she won the first fight fair and square. She lost the second fight fair and square. And she'll believe she can beat her the third time around. It's the biggest fight for both of them. Let's all be sensible, make sure everyone makes a fortune, and get it made.
Berlanga McCrory over the line. Done deal. February 24th, Orlando. Confirm or deny, Edward?
Nearly.
Any more Irish fighters going to land on that card? Someone said Conor Coyle against Ammo Williams.
Maybe.
Anyone else?
Maybe. Nah.
Edward, thanks, mate.
I'm fine.